Jai Shri Krishna to all. Welcome to Path to Anandam Gita series. Freedom from pains and miseries to happy, healthy, and peaceful life. Based on 108 mantras to awaken your soul, and also Srimad Bhagavad Gita, my questions and answers. And today's subject is no ultimate secret of supreme knowledge. It's our 59 series. And very first series was started on January 2nd, 2022. And the purpose of that series is to transform ourselves, new of me, by experiencing eternal happiness, peace, and who I am. I am Satya Ananda. And pranam to Guruji today. Happy Guru Purnima Guruji today. I'm Satya Kalra, your host and founder of Path to Anandam. And with blessing of Guruji, we are here gathered together, embarking on the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, exploring and identifying our limitations and coming over, going beyond our limitations. Whatever you see on this page, it's all blessing of Guruji. And with his guidance, spreading this message globally together. So thank you very much for everyone joining and getting the blessing from Guruji. We are starting a new chapter here. Raj Vidya Raj Griha Yoga. The verses we'll be discussing 1 and 2. And in that we'll be discussing type of knowledge. What is the supreme knowledge? What is the secret of this sacred knowledge, the supreme knowledge? And what are the barriers to know about it? And once we overcome, what benefits will we get? And how can we practice it? And what will be our homework and our sankalpa? I am on the path of knowing the secret knowledge and meditation and question and answers. So let's all pray together and ask for Lord Krishna's advice, blessings, the wisdom of Bhagavad Gita. As Arjun asked very humbly and surrendered to him while he had no other option. He was so confused, dejected, in Vishad, and said, Najota Siti Govindam. And that's where Lord Krishna blessed him with the wisdom of Bhagavad Gita, his infinite knowledge. Arjuna not only listened, but he put it in action. He got so motivated going through that blissful journey with him and said, Karshe vachanam tam, I will do as you advise. So let's all go through this blissful journey, transform ourselves, purify ourselves, uplift our conscious level, and experience that I am Satchit Ananda. That is my true nature. So let's all pray together. Karpanya dosho pahate swabhavaha paschyami tvam dharma samudchetaha yachyasyani nishchitam bruhitan me shishyaste aham shadi mam tvam prapanyam. My heart is overpowered by the weakness of pity. I have lost all my composure and my mind is confused about my duty, my dharma, what to do, what not to do. And I am requesting you to tell me what is the best for me. What should I do? I am your disciple. I surrender to you. So please instruct me. Please instruct me. Please instruct me. And Lord Krishna, after listening to Arjuna's request, who was in pieces, he poured him with the wisdom where he composed himself, got into peace. That wisdom, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, is the ocean of knowledge and step-by-step spiritual guide to knowing God and our true nature, Satchit Ananda, said by Swami Hariharji Maharaj. Here you can see the step-by-step Arjuna. So his divine company, which he did not know that the divine company happened to be Lord Krishna. So far we have studied Karma Yoga, chapter 1 to 6. Bhakti Yoga has started, which is from chapter 7 to 12, where we learn Vasudev Sarvamiti and how to know him. And here, Raj Vidya, Raj Kripa Yoga, the most secret and sacred knowledge, which is known as King of Wisdom, King of Knowledge. So here you can see that initially Lord Krishna tried to convince Arjuna to work according to the Atma, that he is Atma, he is not a body. And then he taught him to do Karma Yoga because Arjuna was a Kshatriya. So through Karma Yoga language, he could understand. So Lord Krishna took him there. But Arjuna had many questions. And he took him to the Bhakti Yoga because whatever one does it in the as a karma, action, unless we put the love and compassion, see God in all, and then we can do the Sarva Bhutite Rata. So he shows him how to do that. But first, he taught him who is God and where is he. See, unless we know the person or the things, we cannot relate to it. So finally, he takes him on that path. And little by little, he takes him to the new chapter of life and removes all of his ignorance, each layer of onion as an ignorance and taking him toward the essence of life. Truly, his true nature, his unlimited nature. So through Karma Yoga, through now, chapter 7, Gyan Yoga, Vigyan. So knowing, experiencing God, how to live blissfully and die blissfully, Yog Yukta Bhav. He shows him, taught him a simplest technique to attain God and self-realization, where he was so calm. And finally, he understood that this is all Maya. His ultimate purpose of life is to experience God, attain God, realize God, and realize finally who he is. So chapter 9. See, until now we had gone through chapter 8. And while reading this and why all of a sudden the message comes to me. So now we have crossed our middle school and now we are in the high school, the first 9th grade of the high school. So we have come a long way on this path. And now the path of most secret and sacred knowledge, the royal knowledge, the kingdom, the king of all the knowledges, where Lord Krishna blessed Arjuna here, guiding him. And finally, through the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, he feels such love and compassion in his heart, peace in his mind, and he's enriched with Anandam. So, in 9th grade, Raj Vidya, Raj Dua Yoga, the most secret and most sacred knowledge. We have learned the transcendental knowledge in chapter 2, Sankhya Yoga. But here Lord Krishna is emphasizing that this is the king of all the knowledges, not just the simple knowledge. It is the king of the knowledge, where one learns the reality of life, birth and death, body and soul, Brahma Vidya Yoga Shastra, Shri Krishna Arjun Samvada. So this is a Brahma Vidya, this is a supreme knowledge, where one learns, I am God, and so is everybody else. So God is everything, and everything is his manifestation. So we must learn to love all and serve all, which is a Bhakti Yoga and Karma Yoga. So now we are on the path of Bhakti Yoga, the second part of Bhagavad Gita, the self-transformation through Bhakti Yoga, knowing what to do and what not to do, Karma Yoga. So in this chapter, the divine mystery is unveiled. And Lord Krishna tells him that idam tu te gretamam prabhakshami ansuvate. Ansuve, which is very, very important to know this part. Which here he says, the Supreme Lord said, oh Arjuna, because you are not envious of me, it means you are not egoistic. You are not bragging about yourself. You have surrendered to me. You don't have any envy for me. It's not just for me, but anybody else, because all is my creation. I reside in everybody's heart. They're all part of me. And you are not envy of anybody. Therefore, this gruhetam, this secret knowledge, I shall now impart to you. Gyan Vigyan Sahitam. How I should impart to you? with Gyan and Vigyan, where you understand what is this knowledge, who is God, how to experience him. But here say Vigyan, experience with experience, Yagyatva, Mokshasya Shubhat. So I shall now impart to you this very confidential knowledge and wisdom, upon knowing which you will not be miserable anymore, confused about anymore. Why? Because you will be released from the miseries of materialistic existence. So this Brahma Vidya, transcendental knowledge, is the king of all knowledges. We must understand this part and learn from it. And let's all free ourselves from miseries and pains, because Gita offers us all. Gita is that I can call it a guidance, I can call it a tool, whatever we want to call it. But that wisdom which teaches us how to go beyond your limitation and free yourself from miseries and pains. So let's little bit understand the knowledge. There are three types of knowledges. Worldly knowledge, which is the external knowledge. Maya, Jagat, which we call it, where we go to schools, we learn, and we all of the skills, but according to our personality, as a medical sciences, as a IT, as a computer, as a technology, as a home science, as astrology, all these different subjects, physics, chemistry, you can name it. But these are all worldly knowledges. They are temporary. They will go beyond with our body. When we die, they're gone. And also these are temporary. If you look at it from the technology, every time, every few months, our software is changed on our cars as well as on our iPads and also on our phones. So this is all technology. What is today is valid, it's not valid in few days, few months, because they keep changing it. You go on social media, you go on newspaper, you go on any news, the today's news becomes a history. So it's all temporary. And this is all for the living status. While on the self-knowledge, that is for self-awareness, for self-action, self-realization. We are the jiva. So we are inquisitive. What is my life? What are my habits? We should know that. Be aware of our habits, our virtues, our cravings. We have a craving for food, craving for meeting others, craving for social gatherings, craving for studying. Whatever we have, we should be aware of it. And then meditating, yoga, all that part is a part of our bringing more awareness, learning about ourselves. And then here it says the focus on this knowledge, external knowledge, is focused on the material gains, where this one is on the self-improvement. And sometimes it's on the worldly, but also on the spiritual progress as well. This is all related to body, but this is related to body, mind, and soul. Jivan Mukti. This is also called Jivan Mukti. So life is too short, enjoy it. This is what people say when they are not much aware of the self-knowledge and self-knowledge. So understand the self-knowledge. What is self-knowledge? There is, I put it a small s, means this knowledge is for us, for a jiva, for jiva atma. But this knowledge is called spirituality, Jagdish. So this is for Jagat, this is for jiva, and this is for Jagdish, experiencing Jagdish. So this is a spiritual knowledge. And that knowledge comes within, not from the external world. This is permanent. once we learn certain things about Bhagavad Gita, experience it, that becomes a part of ourself. We always remember it, even if we wake up in the middle of the night, we will know that this is spiritual. This is very livelihood. All the virtues. And it focuses purpose of life. Who am I? Why am I here? My purpose of my life is to attain supreme goal, which is God realization, self-realization. And this is all related to the soul. That's why it is called spiritual, Atma, Paramatma, where we see that God is in all, God is everywhere. Vasudev Sarvam Iti, where this is in the middle, right there. But it's better than just gaining the worldly knowledge. Now we are on the path of exploring ourselves. Who am I? But we have to manage. This is very important. Worldly knowledge is very important to maintain our lives. Otherwise, how can we, if we don't go to schools and learn all these technologies and skills, then how can we make our living? So it's very, very important, because we have to maintain our body related or our family. We have to have a money to earn. But here, along with that, now we go to next level where we are not just looking into the worldly things, where we're not just improving our worldly knowledge. We go to from one school to another school to graduate. But here, now we are focusing on ourself, also our self-improvement. And how? Because not is this, as I said, in the middle. So the self-improvement is for our career, our worldly livings, maintaining our living happily, and also now to the next path. On the path of spirituality, gaining the self-knowledge, the supreme knowledge. That's why this S is bigger than this S, because it is a supreme Brahmic knowledge. And also the focus of the bigger goal, not just today, not just tomorrow, but also beyond. So self-knowledge and self-knowledge both lead to the self-realization. So this is a worldly knowledge, this is for our well-being, and this is for knowing ourselves and experiencing. So there are two paths to attain God. As I said, God realization and self-realization. God realization is when it's a duality, Dvait, separation path. And then the other path is non-duality, Advaita path, oneness path. So God realization where God and I are separate, like we do all the pujas, all the rituals, because we are trying to please God. We want Bhagwan ji ke darshan karne hain humko. And then the God is as one supreme being, wo murti mein, images mein, jaise Krishna Bhagwan ji, Rama, Krishna, Jesus, Buddha, whatever. Kyunki this is their sakar roop. So this is a sakar roop path, where this one is just the non-duality, where it's the supreme power. I and God are one. I am Brahmasmi. By the way, I have checked into this particular question came last week, that why I am Brahmasmi. Actually, this is the English, partially English translation, like we mix it, like we say Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. But then we translate Aham to I am. So I did a lot of research and found out that I am Brahmasmi is also a correct word. So here, the supreme power is formless. It's not the Sakar Roop. It is a Nirakar Roop, where we experience the presence of God through the pure energy. And here, this is all external, here it is all eternal. It's not because we know soul is eternal, where the body dies. And we experience this. We get nirvana through this by performing sevas, karma yoga, selfless service, performing rituals, worshipping with love and compassion, with devotion, bhakti yoga. That's where the Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga comes and the duality path. Because we do a lot of bhakti to Lord Krishna, a lot of bhakti to Rama, Guru Nanak Ji, whatever, because they are different than us. They are on external. And so by doing that, we experience the presence of God in our life with many, many miracles. An example is like we want to taste sugar. This is like a taste of sugar. But with this spiritual path, one through the practicing of yoga, meditation, and going through the self-purification, transformation, experiencing within the presence of God within, we feel one with God and experience it. It's just like there we taste sugar and here we become sugar. So here we are dependent on God all the time because we are saying, Krishna Bhagavan, God, do this for me, do this for me. And here we depend on the love toward God, the grace of God. There's a difference. We are looking for that grace. So both paths, where it is a sakar root, lead to God realization, or nirakar root with Om mantra, where we experience the oneness. So how to get that supreme knowledge? There are many formulas are given in this chapter, where today we will focus on one because it's a Guru Purnima day. So I thought I should start from this one. So first we should surrender to our Guru. Once we surrender to our Guru, learn from Guru, the Jagat Guru, worldly, this Guru in physical form, or the Jagat Guru, Shri Krishna, through the Bhagavad Gita. Because Guru teaches us the Bhagavad Gita, Jagat Guru has given us the Bhagavad Gita. And then we experience through Bhagavad Gita, Gopal, who am I? That peace within ourselves. So tad vidim pratipaten pariprashnen sevya updeshyanti te gyan agyanin tattva darshina. So attain this transcendental knowledge from self-realized person, a spiritual master. Here, Swami Hariharji Maharaj. For Arjuna, it was Lord Krishna. So whoever is our Guru, we should humbly request by sincere inquiry, by service, the self-realized soul, that self-realized soul will teach us that knowledge. So that supreme knowledge. So we should first go to Guru. Guru could be our Bhagavad Gita. And then experience the presence of God, whether in the sakar root or nirakar root. But so how many types of gurus? We always question that. So Guru is the wisdom, infinite power and compassion. And here it says, what are other words for Guru? And two birds are talking and they're saying, master, teacher, authority, tutor, sage, instructor, trade, master, pandit. There are so many names are given, but we are focusing here on the true Guru, not on the teacher, because teacher gives you the worldly knowledge, but Guru gives you the self-salvation spiritual knowledge. That's the fundamental difference. So external gurus, we have many gurus, like personal gurus, our parents, Mother Nature, books, many gurus. Again, but we must be aware of phony gurus and quick, who can say, oh, you come to me on the weekend, I will help you to get a true darshan of Guru. I will awaken up your kundalini. I will solve your problems. I will do this. Those we have to be aware of it. But there are certain gurus who are so connected, they have a direct Wi-Fi connection with the supreme power. then those gurus can do all this, but we should be able to differentiate it. But internal guru who are without body, this is the wisdom within us. So pure mind is your supreme guru. But here I put the images of the external guru, which we could all relate to it. All this, we have one or somebody in our life, whether it's Guru Granth Sahib or Ramayana or Mahabharata or Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So God is the only Jagat Guru, Supreme Guru. Again, this comes with the 3 Gs, Guru, Gita, and Gopal. So our inner Guru, who is our inner Guru? That Guru which awakens within us. So we all have an inner Guru, or inner voice is our Guru that guides us exactly where we need to go. We all have that experiences during the meditation or when we are calm. But the basic requirement for that is we have to be calm through Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, whatever works for me. But meditation, Karma Yoga can take us to certain place. Bhakti Yoga definitely merges us, which is a higher level, that's where the subject we are in right now, on that path. The second part of our Bhagavad Gita. And then on the third part, the Gyan, Guru, Guide, Gyan, that comes. And the last part of the Bhagavad Gita, where Lord Krishna says, you are Satchitananda, like me. I am Satchitananda and you are, as you are. So Gita is the Guru that awakens your own Guru within. And what are the benefits we get by doing all these spiritual practices and studying and coming on Sunday morning, early morning, not sleeping, all that? So what are the benefits we get? So Lord Krishna says, those whose mind and intellect are completely merged with God, who are totally living in the mindfulness of supreme power. Here I specifically put it here, Om Mantra, because it resonates so well with me, but basically it's a Lord Krishna, as I shown before. Whoever you resonate with it, live in that devotion and have full faith. Without faith, full nishta. Here it says nishta is sat parayana, full nishta, tad atmana. Our atma should be totally in that faith. Gachanti punaravartiti, jnana nividatam, kalmasha. Then we will gain that jnana. We have to have a faith. So has God realization our goal? Self-realization is our goal. Then our impurities, sins are destroyed by doing all this. And we become pure. So self-purification, self-transformation. Then we get their self-knowledge because our consciousness is higher now. We are in the supreme conscious state. And then from there, we go to the ultimate realization, Param Dham, Satchit Anand. So the practice, again, as I said, Aham Brahmasmi. This is a correct word. So we can continue to use that, or Aham Brahmasmi. But here, one can practice, and any habit we want to change, it requires 30 days. But the basic requirement is calmness, equanimity, purity of mind, purity of heart, and then connection. The connection comes only by calmness, sthit pragya. But how we attain it? Nitya yuktasya yogin. Lord Krishna says, Nitya yuktasya yogi bhav Arjuna. Then we can go beyond our limitations. So in the morning, start our day. Why we say in the morning? Why should we start our day like that? Because it sets the trend of our day with Om Mantra, reading Bhagavad Gita, whatever resonates with us. And then take care of our body by doing pranayam. We go within by exercise, the yoga, our body is flexible, our muscles are more relaxed where the energy can flow properly. And then we are prepared for the meditation with pranayama. And during that day, take a one subject, whatever it is, whatever improvement we like to have, we should continue to practice. Surrender. If I want to do more practice, I want to do more practice of silence. I want to be more practice of the stillness, more practice of sakshi bhav, more witnessing, whatever we want to practice more spiritual practices, which or want to get rid of our bad habits, then we should continue, take that, be aware of it. Basically, practicing during the day means be aware of that habit and try to improve upon it. And in the evening, evaluate it. How did I do it? And if I moved one step further, good to me. If not, don't pound yourself. Continue to practice, 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 because that's what Bhagavad Gita is all about. Practicing, practicing, practicing. And then pray to God for his strength, giving us the strength. And then surrender, surrender, surrender. Sarv dharman paritajya, mamekam sharanam braj. Aham tvam sarpapebhyo, mokshashyami ma shuchi. It's God's promise that once you come to me, I will take care of you. So by going on this self-transformation path, understanding that the secret. So what is the secret? The secret are many in Bhagavad Gita. But here the Lord Krishna says, you have to transform yourself. That is your secret. You have to change your habits. You have to understand that purpose of your life is to know, first know me, that Vasudev Sarvam Iti, then do everything for my sake with love and compassion to serve me and serve the nature. And then you will experience through meditation, through contemplation. These are all the different secrets. But here he specifically focuses, he says, there are many different knowledges. The best secret, this spiritual practices, if spiritual knowledge is the highest of the highest knowledge. Rest of the knowledge are good to know, but learn the spiritual knowledge. Get the spiritual knowledge, because that will experience that I am Satya Ananda. So our homework is here. That what kind of practices I'm doing? Do I have my goal? Am I on the path of spirituality? Is my goal is more living in the awareness here, the awareness, opening my eyes all the time, living here. My mindfulness with supreme power. And then through mantras. Do I do all regularly? Do I meditate regularly? Do I do all those practices? So continue to question yourself. That's the only path for self-improvement, self-inquiry, and so Swadhyaya Abhyasam, practice, 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 and then we will experience who we are. I am unlimited. This is the most secret knowledge where it teaches us, I am unlimited. You are unlimited, just like me. That's what Lord Krishna says. But you just go beyond your limitations. Nistre guna bhava Arjun. So our sankalpa is know the secret of supreme knowledge. We have learned many, many formulas, but ultimately goal is to experience Aham Brahmasmi. But during that, we will experience in this world also happy life, peaceful life, healthy life. Every day, before we reach to ultimate experience that I am Satchitananda. But we should keep one thing in mind, that taking the sankalpa prabhavan, kamasya tattva sarvan yashyatya, masya indriya gramam, vinyam, शनै शनै ऊपर में विद्या, this शनै शनै ऊपर में बुद्धिया गति ग्रहिता आत्म संस्था मना तत्वाना किंचित अपि चिंतया. When we take that sankalpa and think nothing else but everything we do for every activity is tailored toward that sankalpa, then eventually we will reach to our goal. But the requirement is not thinking about other things, not worrying, not too many worldly things, desires, but continually to focus, because it is not a quick fix. So have a patience. And once we put the seed of spirituality in our heart, little by little, our lives, just like these trees, start blossoming, giving the flowers and the trees, and experiencing ultimately. And I always put this turtles. So ये turtle की चाल है, कछुए की चाल है, खरगोश की चाल नहीं है. This is not like a rabbit jumping from one place to another, but it's like a turtle, goes very gradually, little by little. So happy Guru Purnima to all of you. Today is the Guru Purnima day. And Guru Purnima, Purn means complete, Ma means mother. So Guru, the divine mother, offers us the complete wisdom. So happy Guru Purnima to all, and be devoted to your Guru on this holiday and this holiday, and thank him for making you a good person. So whoever I am, thank you, Harihat Ji Maharaj, Shri Krishna Bhagwan Ji, and all the gurus who came in my life in different times, and still they are coming. Thank you to all of you. Please accept my charan pranam. I am today because of you. To our parents, to our siblings, they taught us a lot. Our life partners, our spouses, they have taught us a lot. So pranam to all them, all the creatures who have taught us. Kan kan mein, chan mein, Guru is there and taught us many different things. And Bhagavad Gita, so I surrender to all. My pranam to all of you. And also wishing you truly Independence Day. It's a happy 4th of July weekend. So let's free ourselves. What is this freedom, independence? So our goal here should be, along with this Freedom Day, Independence Day, that we should free ourselves from anger, greed, lust, ego, false attachment, resentment, jealousy, the 5+2 enemies, and enjoy being free from miseries, attain moksha and purpose of our life. Because our whole series are freedom from miseries and pains. So thank you very much. Again, attaining and to know the secret of sacred supreme power, freedom from pains and miseries, to happy, healthy, and peaceful life. So thank you very much. you.